Hi, my name's Anna, and today I'm going to be pitching my film, which is entitled The Artist, to A24. So, just to give a quick synopsis of what my film is about, my film is about a young up-and-coming rock star who's just, who she has to deal with the death of her grandmother, and her grandmother was the leader of one of the biggest knitting organizations or knitting clubs in the United States, and also was part of this big knitting circle in her community. So this young rock star, she has to take over her grandmother's legacy while also dealing with being on a world tour and kind of dealing with that double life. And yeah, so why I think A24 would be a good fit and why I chose to pitch it to A24 is just because there are lots of other films that A24 has produced and made that have proved to be they're very similar to mine and have proved very successful. For example, Eighth Grade, which was made in 2018, was a very successful film, very critically acclaimed. And then Lady Bird, same thing, very critically acclaimed and well received. And they both feature female protagonists, which mine does, which I feel like it fits kind of A24's niche, is a young female protagonist. And yeah, and then also it's a dramedy, which A24 produces lots of dramedies, dramas, dramedies, etc. So it kind of just makes sense, and it seems like the right fit. So then I would like to talk about budget just quickly. So for budget, I drew up this bar graph here to show the budgets of different films, including ones produced by A24. So this right here, sorry if it's hard to read. This right here was the budget for Eighth Grade, which was around $2 million in U.S. And then this is Breakfast Club, which was the budget was about $1 million. And you have to kind of take into account that though the Breakfast Club was made in the 1980s, and also it had one set. It was filmed in all one location, so that's why the budget was like fairly low considering for a film such as it. And then Juno had a budget of around $6.5 million. That's right here, the pink. And then Lady Bird, which I previously mentioned, it had a little bit of higher budget. It had a budget of about $10 million. And then right here is the budget I'm projecting, or I'm pitching, trying to get financing for, which the budget I'm trying to get is around $3 million. And I came up with that figure. If you look at this graph, Lady Bird is a little bit higher of a production than mine will be because it has multiple sets, and it has some scenes that obviously are going to be more expensive. And then I know it's going to cost more, like I said, than Breakfast Club because mine is going to have at least 2 or 3 locations, not just the one. And I just felt like it was a good middle ground for mine. $3 million, it just seems like a good, just a good average, and based on these other films. So yeah, and then I'd like to talk about distribution of my film. For my film's distribution, if it were to get funding, I would like for it to premiere at either Sundance or Cannes or some other well-known film festival, and then hopefully, if it is well received, I would like to have some kind of release, whether wide or limited, just so that way not only could everyone make their money back, but also it would just help my film be more well known and help put it in on A24's list of films that the kind of everyone knows are well critically acclaimed. So yeah, oh, and also because A24 distributes the films that they produce, also the process would be a lot easier because I wouldn't have to find a separate distribution company. So yeah, what else? I think that's about it. So basically, to kind of wrap it all up, I think my film would be perfect for A24, and A24 should produce it simply because it fits in the niche of a dramedy with a female protagonist, and the budget isn't for a film of its caliber. The budget isn't super high if you compare to everything else. There's no crazy special effects or anything very complicated. I would have a max 3 locations. And in general, it just seems like a no-brainer on something where it's simple and everyone can make money and still end up being a really good film. So, yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope you end up deciding to finance